Hello and welcome back to another video. So we're back in the shed again, and I'd say you can see behind me there we have our new arrival. So it's a heifer. I'm not going to say what breed it is. I'm going to let you guess. Now, some of you might know from watching my AI video, because I think I said what she was in calf to, but just for others, have a guess what she is there now. Had a little bit of trouble with her when she was born. So as I mentioned in the last video, she was very overdue. She calved when I was at work the Monday evening. And when I came back, we were lucky the contractors were here just finishing off the fencing. And they bedded her up and things, but I was watching from work because Dad gave me a text, and she wasn't sucking, and we were watching, and I came down anyway, and still nothing. So I said, look, we'll catch the cow and try and put her sucking. So we moved her into the proper pen. She was in that pen behind me. I still have to clean that out. I got as far as taking the gate away and that was it, but I'll get to that later. So we moved her in there, tried to get the calf sucking. Honestly, don't know how I survived with my two front teeth. It was dodgy, to say the least. She's grand the majority of the times, but when she is held in the head gate, she just becomes a pain in the backside. She threw herself on the ground. We were trying to get her off. She was kicking. So look, Dad was like, just stop, Karen, because he thought I was going to get killed. So left her for an hour. I went up and I was just about to sit down to my dinner, looked in the camera, and the calf was after coming out of the pen and was walking around out here. So I said, Grant, I'll go back down, and I said I'll bring a rope with me this time. So we brought the rope and tied her leg back. Now, that always works. They can't kick if the leg is pulled back behind them. We did the same thing that we did with the Simmental cow. She still managed to kick and ended up going down. Oh, it was very stressful. I thought she was going to break a leg or I was going to die or something. But eventually anyway, the calf wouldn't suck, so I had to milk the cow. Then I got the milk and ran up and got a bottle that we have and was able to bottle feed the calf. But then I also just wet the teats to see if she could get a taste for it after I had given her the initial bit, and thankfully that worked. But yeah, it was tough work and it was dodgy, you know. Day to day, I never think that farming is dangerous, but it's when you're doing things like that. Now, my mother would have lost her life if she saw. But look, we got there in the end, and I wouldn't trust her anyway. I was always mindful of her kicking out and things, so I was trying to keep the calf between herself and myself, and we got there in the end. It was a good result because we were coming up to the 3 hours, and they always say get them sucking within the 3 hours, and we did just about. But then she sucked mad after she got the bottle and after she got the taste of it, so we were happy going away. But sure, then I was watching all the next day and I couldn't see her sucking. Dad was down here and he said she definitely had. She looked full, and you know, the cow's teeth were clean and they looked sucked. So she was a bit dodgy for the first 2 or 3 days. You know, her dung didn't look right either. She seemed very lethargic, but look, she's a newborn. They don't have a whole lot of energy anyway. Oscar, please be quiet. But I just didn't like the look of her, so I was worried about her, but thankfully she's come out the other side of it. Her dung is looking good. She is sucking, she's lively, she's jumping around the pen. So I think we've weathered the storm there. Do you know, just when you have a couple of bad experiences with calves, it kind of maybe made me a little bit paranoid, and Dad was telling me to relax. But yeah, she's fine now. So I felt her for horns, and she's 4 days old now, and there's no sign of anything. So I'm still hopeful that the poly is coming through on her, but we'll see. We'll obviously give it another few days or a week if we have to. But that's the story of her. That's 2 calves now, and 2 that didn't suck on their own. And that is very unusual here. Last year was my first time milking a cow ever. And now I'm a bloody dab hand at it because it's happening too often. But look, the outcome was fine in the end. My little man out in the field is absolutely flying it. She seems to be flying it now again as well. But hopefully it doesn't continue like this because, you know, the days are long, you know, when you're at work and you're coming home having to mess around with that crack. But yeah, so anyway, that's enough about her. I need to bed them now, so I'll get a bit more straw and lime in there. I need to clean out this place behind me. My grass, my lack of grass is stressing me out. It won't grow, can't grow grass. And I have 7 bales left, so that is 2 weeks maximum, and they're gone, they're out. So the 3 here will be gone Saturday week. So by the time you're watching this, they'll probably have a few days left with me, and they're gone. So it will just be a case of the cows. They'll have to go out, and that's it. So I've got more fertilizer. I've gone with some 18612 for the field that we fenced. So that's what I'm going to spread today. I just got 3 bags of that because half of it is rush and whatnot, so I'm just going to belt it out in the good areas. There's some mixed weather again on the way, so look, it'll probably be decent conditions for it, and I'll get it out before the rain and before the ground is wet, which is the main thing. But yeah, it's just a lot tighter than I would like to be, but that's how it is. So we'll spread fertilizer down there. I won't bore you with showing you more spreading videos because you're probably sick of it at this stage, but I might show you the fencing job down there and what we did. Nothing major to see anyway, but it's nice for us. It's a big improvement. I never saw that field fenced, so it's good to have it. So I'll do that. I'll throw in a bale here and feed these, and I think that is it for the day. But sure, look, that'll be more than enough for me. So look, if I think of anything else as I'm going, sure, we'll have a chat as normal. I've just brought in the bale now, and I have a terrible feeling it's going to be bad, because when I tipped it, it kept rolling and it looks like the middle is compromised. So we'll open it together and we'll see. But okay, I'm going to open it now. Now you can see there, it's, can you see? I'd say you can't see with the light. You can see there, it's wet, but it's actually grand. There isn't a bit of mold or anything on it, thankfully. It was definitely a bit seedy. The grass that was in it, you can see it in it, so that probably hasn't helped it either. But It's grand, thankfully, because I need every one of them I can get now at this stage, because I know one of them is slightly damaged out there, so I won't get the full 2 days out of that one, but thankfully that'll do. I'm just up here again to throw on the spreader now and get going with the fertilizer. So I've brought my grease gun. It has seen better days, definitely, but we actually got a new one and that's way better. So it's just a bit manky, but that's all right. So I'll throw a bit of that onto the PTO and it'll just go on a bit handier. I could do with greasing this as well, but I might leave that until afterwards, or until I do the next lot, just when I get the next lot of urea out. Now that's on there, didn't take long at all. The PTO behaved to a certain extent. It was still a bit of a pain, but nothing like some other days. So I just have my 3 bags here now to throw in. So I'll get himself to come down now and help me throw those in and we'll get going. Now I'm just down here where I'm going to spread the fertilizer and the place where we got fenced. So the first thing there behind me, that was always very mucky there, so they put some pencil in, but before doing that we actually moved the gate slightly just so that we can open the gate in and out, just for when we're moving the cattle, when we're short of bodies. It's handy that little swing open and my dad can just fire it closed then when he's leading them up afterwards. So we did that. We kind of fixed the drain underneath as well, so there's a drain running all the way behind me and down the side. Now you're probably saying it doesn't do much drainage, but it's more to keep the water that runs off the road from coming in here rather than draining the field here. So they fixed that up a bit and unblocked it, so that's done. And then obviously the whole way around everywhere is fenced. So that's great. So yeah, I'm gonna get spreading now. As I said, I'm not gonna show you that because you'll be bored. But after that then it's on to cleaning out that makeshift pen and feeding the cattle again, and then I'm done. Now I'm back in the shed, but it's actually the following morning because I got a bit tired yesterday, to be honest, and I'm off today, so I said I might as well leave it till today. So I'm going to tackle this behind me, get it all out, and then I'm going to separate the cows again now that I can, because I want to start giving soya meal to the ones that are due in the next 3 or 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And then the 2 that don't need it will come down here because that's expensive stuff and I don't want to be wasting it on them. So that's all I'm doing today really, but yeah, we'll get stuck in. that's done there behind me. I said I'd go in, have something to eat and leave it dry off a bit. Didn't really dry off too much there now at all, but yeah, look, it's done. I cleaned out the rest of the place here as well, so I just need to give that bit of silage there now to the cows, and I'll put in a fresh bale and throw it in front of the 3 there. But it's a job done anyway. While I have you, I'm going to show you my pile that I have out here now. I hope it's not too windy, it's gone very dirty here. But this is what I have to deal with now. So I said in a video or 2 ago that you know, I wanted to get the muck spreading done and I couldn't because the weather was bad, and sure, then the weather dried up slightly, which was great, but I had to get the fertilizer out, so I haven't gotten around to it at all. So there's loads there now that needs to get put out. So next week, hopefully, I'll get that done. But yeah, I'm just going to move the cattle down now and feed them all, and that can be me done for the day. Oh, some of you are probably wondering, why were you doing it with the wheelbarrow? Why didn't you put the transport box on and just gather it like that? But there's some leftover stakes from the fencing we got done. Some of them are loose, some of them are baled or whatever, but I'd only be trying to move them to get at the transport box, and I'd have to put on the transport box and then put on the forks again, and I said no, could not be bothered now. So I think it was only 6 maybe wheelbarrows, 7, so it wasn't too bad. Plus I have my summer holidays coming up soon, so there's no harm to do a bit of physical work. I'm not going to get the beach body sitting in a tractor. So yeah, that's done. So yeah, we'll see if the girls here now cooperate for me. The camera will be on, so probably not. Now, that worked out surprisingly well, although they're not overly happy, but the 2 that I needed are down there, and these are the 3 now that I'll start giving the soya meal to. And we've got the little one out to have a look. She's wondering what's going on. Misty. I'll get them fed. Now that's me done for the day, so they're tucking into their silage with some lovely soya meal and pre-calving minerals there behind me. So the 2 here are first, and then the one on the end here is a week later. So yeah, hopefully that goes all right. So we'll have a Simmental, a Charolais and a Limousine, all going well out of the 3 of them. So that's me done for the day. Yeah, I just have to hope now that the fertilizer that I did yesterday does the business. So we'll give it 2 weeks and see where we are. But yeah, that's it. Look, if you have any questions or comments, do leave them below. As always, in fairness, people are very good to leave comments, and I appreciate that. So yeah, look, if you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.